Hey Bear family, welcome to the second episode of Pop Culture Pulse. It's your backstage pass to all things pop culture. We're your hosts. I'm Ava Summer.
And I'm Kyla Anderson.
So, when you're going to be seeing this, it's going to be like mid to late October, and obviously because it's October, we had to do a fall / like Halloween episode because we both love fall and Halloween, and it's just like perfect.
Yeah. So I guess we were thinking we would just do like a little
life recap.
Yeah. So Ava is gonna start because I need to pull together my utmost exciting moments.
Honestly, like there haven't been like a lot of interesting things happening. Like it's just like
I feel like there hasn't really been anything new. I feel like I've just been doing like the same thing for like forever, but I mean it's October 2nd right now, so I'm excited to like go to haunted houses and like go to haunted houses or whatnot, and like pumpkin patches and like
everything
fall activities.
Yeah.
So actually, speaking of fall, that's what the issue in the bulletin is about, which is coming out like
I don't know the real date, but when this airs, you'll already have read the bulletin because
probably, yeah. We might have more podcasts coming out next month because we're doing a November-December issue instead of like we're combining the 2 months on the next issue instead of doing like one November and one December issue.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess we don't really have like we have once a month schedule right now, but that could like change.
So just stay tuned, make sure to check, and obviously we'll update you guys if we're ever gonna have like more episodes, like coming more than once a month. But yeah, our lives have been kind of boring recently. Nothing's really happening. I have a AP Gov test today. That's about it. Nothing's really happening. But yeah, as Kyla said before, obviously October's all about Halloween, spooky stuff, fall. So that's what we're going to be covering today.
Ooh.
We usually, like last time, because I know you guys listened.
All 22 of you.
All 22. I know you guys listened. But last time we just covered one topic, the VMAs. But this time, because October has so many things in it, we're covering all sorts of things.
Also, little side quest real quick. So I actually got hit in the face with a ball yesterday, and can you like tell that my jaw's like a little swollen? So I can only open my mouth like to a certain extent, so I have to go to the doctor.
Oh my god, actually?
So hopefully it's actually not a big deal and I'm just a wimp. So basically we're doing like, I think we're gonna focus on like true crime cases.
Because we're both really into that.
And how they like are relevant to pop culture and like kind of giving like our opinion.
So to get us started,
Jack the Ripper.
Okay, so let's get started on some true crime.
Okay, so our first case that we're going to be covering today is, well, they're both cold cases, so they're both unsolved, but I'm going to be talking about Jack the Ripper, and basically he was an English serial killer, and the timestamp between like all the killings was August and November of 1888. He murdered at least 5 women, which were all prostitutes. This happened in or near Whitechapel, which is a district of London's East End. Jack the Ripper was never identified or arrested, and today the murder sites are, they're just like a tourist attraction. Like, I don't know how to explain it. People just
actually?
Yeah, people just like go.
That's kind of
like
cool.
I feel like that's weird. Like,
I mean, it's kind of interesting, but I wouldn't, if I was a tourist, I really want to go see a murder site, but also I feel like it'd be kind of cool to go see.
I feel like first of all, okay, I don't know. I feel like if I don't know. Actually, low-key, if I died, I would want people to come visit me, like random people. Like, I would want to be like chill. I don't know. Like, if I had to die, like, I feel like I'd rather people know that I died than not know that I died. Like, I'd rather, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
To remember you, like, come to your, like, the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come visit me.
I feel like it's kind of the same thing as, like, people, like, visiting haunted hotels.
Okay, but so then, are ghosts real?
What? I mean, I feel like I feel like I don't know. I feel like
Hudson says no, but
shout out to Hudson.
yeah,
He helps us out.
he sets up
Our mics in our little area.
Stuff, but you guys can't see it, but we can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Loki, there's so many like stories, and I feel like it's just too specific to be made up.
I feel like there's definitely stuff you can't explain, and I feel like
there are only like a certain amount of things that you can be like, okay, like this is like a trick of the light or stuff like that. But like there are some things that are like,
I need to see it for myself though.
Like an actual like ghost.
Yeah. Well, okay, no, I literally have my house is haunted. My house is haunted. Basically, my house is like newly built, but I swear I'm like haunted by like an Amish guy. Like
why an Amish guy?
It's a big like dark blob. Like he doesn't have a face. But, like I've seen his boots and I've seen his hat, so I know it's a guy, and he exists in my house. Like, no, I'm not kidding. Like people will come over and lose something, and I'll be like, oh, ask the ghost for it. I kid you not. They'll be like, oh, can you give it back? And it appears. Like Avery was at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Avery. She's always at my house, and she lost her phone, which happens all the time, but we scanned the whole house for it, and there were other people here too.
Mm-hmm.
It was during homecoming last year. Do you remember?
You wait.
And she lost her phone, and I was like joking. I was like, oh, like if you ask the ghost, like he'll give it back. This happened with my AirPods. Well, we go upstairs, and her phone's magically right there. So.
And it was in a place that you already looked?
Yeah, it was sitting right on the counter, right by her bag, and like I literally scanned the whole area. I wouldn't have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, that's my little
spiel.
Yeah, so ghosts are real.
So like what else?
So basically, he was like notorious for toying with police and media. So it added like, and this was like in the 1800s. So like, I mean, obviously crime has happened since day one, but like I feel like toying with the media, and he would like mess around and do all this stuff and kind of like string them along. Like I feel like that was like new. Like that was I mean, obviously it wasn't unheard of, but it was like for being such an old case, like it was like one of the
probably
first.
Easier to toy around with the media because it wasn't as
right.
Yeah.
And so I mean the crimes were brutal too, and like we're not gonna get into that because like there's no need. You can look it up on your own. But he would like send taunting letters to like newspaper outlets, and he would taunt the police, and like I don't know. I feel like that kind of set the premise for the other killer that we're gonna talk about, because they're like low key the same person, but like different.
A little bit different.
They're like different, but obviously we are a pop culture podcast, and so we have to connect this to pop culture. And so I feel like when I think Halloween, Jack the Ripper, because I feel like he's appeared in so like the character, like people dress up as him. He's been in books, films, televisions, like. There's so many narratives like around him, and I feel like, isn't the Spirit Halloween logo Jack the Ripper? Like, isn't that?
I have no idea. I thought it was like a ghost.
Like the Grim Reaper, but wasn't the Grim Reaper based off? I don't know.
I think so, actually.
Well, no,
yeah.
the Grim Reaper's like death, but I don't know. I just make that connection, so I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like. Yeah.
You feel like, yeah?
Yeah. Well, also because, like, yeah.
Wait, so what was the, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like when I think Halloween, I think.
Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper. Like, oh, no one knows who he is. Like, it was 1888. Like, they didn't have a way to figure out who it was. I mean, maybe.
Like, there's no, like, DNA
there was no
or, like,
evidence.
testing,
They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in forensics, so I'm about to, like, nerd out. But, like, they didn't secure the scene. They didn't. Like,
they didn't do anything.
They
didn't collect evidence. They didn't take pictures.
They didn't do anything.
They didn't
like,
sketch the scene.
And then these poor women, literally, like, the murders were, like, low-key. They got worse and worse. And they were all prostitutes, which, I mean.
There is some sort of connection then.
So it's like obviously there's something there, but there were probably more than 5. We probably just don't know. Like the thing is, we don't know anything about him, and we probably never will until like 30, 40, when we have like aliens and robots running around doing everything.
I mean, okay, so moving on to our next case is the Zodiac Killer, and I've heard about this case like a couple times. Like I'm not like I've heard about it, but not until recently we actually like researched. So again, another unidentified serial killer. So basically, this was in Northern California, a lot more recent, in the late like 1960s. Again, he murdered 5 known victims in like the San Francisco Bay Area between December of 1968 and October of 1969. And he was operating, well, we don't know, they were operating in rural, urban, and suburban settings. So again, as I said before, there was 5 confirmed dead, and then there was 2 injured, possibly like 20 to 28 total dead, but basically altogether claimed to have killed 37 people.
He claimed like in one of the notes that he sent, which like we'll get to later, that he killed 37 people, but it's like not like confirmed.
Like a confirmed number, just like an estimated number. So basically, Zodiac Killer has been featured in like so many works of like popular culture, including like movies, video games, and other media. There's also a documentary there's literally a movie after him or them, or just the
and there's
killer.
like a bunch of documentaries like trying to find the Zodiac Killer, because I think they're getting closer. Like there's been like more evidence, because now it's like we have the technology to like get him, but I mean obviously he's dead by now.
Why is it called the Zodiac Killer?
Okay, so basically the way that we kind of started to connect these cases is because he would like leave clues behind. And so the reason we don't know who he is or like anything about him is he wrote letters to the police like in code.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, so he would write in code, and it's like nobody has been able to decipher it ever. Like he basically made up his own code language and like symbols, and then pretty much like would send it to the police, and they would try to decode it. And then he would also send regular letters, and he would like be like, oh, if you don't do this, or like if you don't post about me, I'm gonna bomb people, or I'm gonna kill people.
Just like threatening
Yeah,
people.
he would basically just send letters, and then some of them would have codes, and they couldn't decipher the code, and he was like giving them fake names, because like basically he and the police were talking through, like they were communicating with each other, and like he wanted to be publicized, like he wanted people to know what he was doing.
So when
he killed people, he would like leave stuff, like he would like leave like his like symbol, like when he killed people, it's just like a little circle and a line thingy. I don't know. If you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know. And I guess he called himself the Zodiac Killer. Like he named himself that, and then he told everybody to call him that. And like he would like threaten to like kill a bunch of people, and like do all this stuff if like the media didn't post about him, and if they didn't try to solve his stuff or whatever. So it was like this huge back and forth game, and then eventually like I think it stopped. Like I think it just kind of abruptly stopped, and so we don't know who it is. Like there wasn't any like evidence besides the notes, and nobody can decipher the handwriting, and they tried, like they have suspects, but nobody is actually like tried for it. So.
And you know, it's like a really cold case, especially if it was more recent and they still couldn't solve it. Because like unlike Jack the Ripper, like it was in like late 1960s, so at least they had some more of technology to try to at least solve it.
Which was like, I think, wasn't the Black Dahlia around? I don't know. There were other cases that have been like solved. Like it's not like they didn't have technology to do it. It just
so like
this was like so high tech for them. Like didn't know what was happening, kind of thing. But I don't know. It's actually one of the most interesting. I just like stuttered. Oh, it's like one of the most interesting cases I think I've ever learned about. So I would suggest, like, because I don't want to go into the gory details because some of it's pretty bad. But I would suggest, go watch a documentary. They made a movie, like, trying to, like, recreate stuff.
More documentaries are my literal favorite thing ever.
Word.
Like, they are just, like, so interesting. And
I used to be able to do podcasts, but now I can't. Like, I don't know. I just don't have, like, I just can't do it. But I'll watch a documentary. Like, have you seen the Menendez brothers?
No. People are talking about it. Like, it's, like, really popular now.
Oh, my goodness. It's so good, but it's so wrong. I'm sorry. It's so wrong. Like,
I
Jeffrey
know
Dahmer, everybody was like,
oh my God, that was so
good.
Bad.
It was good.
Not, like, good, and, like, it was, like, I feel like it was, like, a great representation of the case itself, but, like, that was such a hard show to watch. Like, I kid you not, I'd watch, like, an episode, and then I have to watch, like, something happy, and then I'd watch another episode. Like, it was, like, again, it was, like, a great representation, but that was really, really hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it was very accurate. But they didn't like really get into like the like details. I feel like I don't know, like in Dahmer, like they didn't include certain aspects.
Because everything about that case, like there's so many details, like you can only fit certain, like so many things in a show.
Yeah, but they missed like the important. I don't know. I don't. It wasn't accurate, and it was good. The actors were good. I don't know. It bothers me because then the Menendez brothers, they're not including like important stuff, and they're like they're making Lyle look so bad. They're making Lyle look so bad.
The only reason that I actually know who the Menendez brothers is because of Gilmore Girls. There was just like one scene in it where the Rory, like the daughter, is really mad at her mom, and they have to go to like this dinner with her grandparents, and her mom is like, just get through this one dinner and then you can pull Menendez. And then I just get through this one dinner and then you can pull Menendez. And then I like researched and like found out about them and stuff. That's the only reason.
I don't like that show.
Ugh, my favorite.
And
it's also Gilmore Girls is like my favorite fall show ever. Side note, but Gilmore Girls is like my favorite fall show. Like there are certain episodes that like, oh my god, it's so good. I actually listen to a Gilmore Girls podcast and like people like deep dive into it, and it's like
I think
it's
that Rory
so
is the
interesting.
stupidest person
Oh my gosh,
I've ever seen in my entire life.
I hate Rory so much. Have you like watched the entire show?
No, because I don't like it.
So I have watched Gilmore Girls.
Okay, wait.
Season 1 to season 7, like back, like I know every single episode, every detail. My biggest thing is Rory in season 4 drops out of Yale and she disappoints me so much. She's always plays the victim.
She's such a
whatever.
Bro.
Yeah,
okay.
she always plays the victim.
She acts like.
Man, but I love Lorelai. I love her so much. I have a couple like problems with that show. Not that like I love a show with my whole heart. They're just like, but I feel like Gilmore Girls is like really awesome because it also has like a bunch of like actual like serious topics. But I love it so much. All the actors are amazing, and
I just don't even have time to watch TV. I just watch murder stuff or like scary movies, but that's like it.
Wait, so what are your favorite scary movies? I feel like there's a difference between like lighthearted scary movies and then like literal horror movies.
Conjuring isn't scary, in my opinion.
I don't think it's scary.
Isn't scary.
No.
But I love them. Terrifier.
I think there was actually, now that I'm thinking about it, our freshman year, didn't we like binge the first 2 Conjurings? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I remember this. So Kyla and I, it was like a big group of people, and it was freshman year. Oh. And I remember we were like, she used to have like, this was before she had like a little movie theater in her house. And
wait, is this before or after? Wait, no, it would have been after. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was before you moved. It was in her house. She has a little movie theater in her house, like she did, and we were watching.
Still do.
Oh, it still do, but like, So anyway, so we were watching the first Conjuring, and we're like, okay, it was chill, whatever. Then we get on to the second one. The second one I feel like is a little bit more scary. And
the Nun.
The Nun one, yeah. It's a little bit more scary. And obviously in the movie theater there's like rows. And I was sitting in the first row, not like the close one to the screen, but the back one, okay? It was like me and a couple other girls. And it was for like Kyla's like birthday party or something.
Yeah.
And so suddenly we're watching the movie and a cabinet literally opens. Do you remember this?
Oh my god, yes.
And the cabinet literally opens.
And everybody lost their crap.
And then and then I got up and closed it, but I was terrified. Like my legs were like shaking.
And I was sitting here, I was like, guys, so the back to my point that my house is haunted, like
that was scary.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like it was open before. It literally like unlatched and opened, and that was that just like reminded me of that.
And it's like you have to pull it.
And
you have to pull it open, like
and it's like one of like the magnet ones, like it has like a and it literally unhooked.
Okay,
that was terrifying.
So
okay, my opinion, the second movie is a lot more.
Sorry, I thought. Okay, sorry. Are you good?
Wait, but my favorite scary movie, actually, I'm trying to think about it. Like, I don't watch a lot of horror movies.
I love the slasher ones.
I love
but they're
Scream
not scary.
so much. I love the first Scream so much. I feel like it's just like
okay,
a great Halloween
Loki,
movie.
Longlegs 8.
You know what horror movie you should? I don't think it's really a horror movie, but Never Let Go. I like walked in at the end of the movie, and it was like terrifying. But okay, whatever.
Okay.
So our next case isn't necessarily like a case. It's more of like a conspiracy, but it's still like pretty like spooky. And this is like really complicated, and I feel like every person knows like some semblance of this conspiracy. Kyla knows a lot more about it than I do.
I'm ready to crack down.
She knows a lot more about it than I do, so I'm gonna let her like take this because I don't know a whole lot about this.
Ooh, okay. So we're talking about the death of Michael Jackson, because what would this be if we didn't talk about Michael Jackson? Because his death is resurfacing thanks to Diddy. We're not gonna talk too much about Diddy because
that's weird.
That's not very school appropriate.
Not even that, but it's just
we don't even know what's happening. We
weird.
don't even know what's happening. But
this has always been like a relevant thing.
When I say death, I'm talking in quotation marks, because did he really die?
I guess we'll never know.
I'll tell you my opinion after I get. There's 6 different theories, so I'm gonna get in
6.
Yeah. So first, people think he was murdered by the music industry. So some people believe that the power figures in the music industry wanted Michael Jackson out of the way due to his influence and control over his own music and finances. So basically, the only way I would compare this is like Taylor Swift. Like, he was like really in control of his music and his masters and the money and all of that. Like that was kind of his, and like the people that he worked with. Like he wasn't like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it was just like he was very in control.
He was the boss of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people just think like somebody in the music industry like
was jealous.
It was like, get this man out of here. Which, I mean, I don't think is uncommon considering all the stuff that's like resurfacing with like Diddy and like the Illuminati and Kanye and like Jay-Z and Beyonce and like all of them. The second theory is Dr. Conrad Murray's role in his death, which is basically that Dr. Murray, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for this case, he gave medicine that he basically wasn't, like, Michael kept requesting the medicine and he was like gonna overdose, quote unquote, because like we don't really know. But basically there's this whole thing about how like he gave him medicine, which has been at the center of the theory, suggesting that he may have been involved in a larger plot and didn't act alone. So basically people are saying that he was the one that purposely gave Michael Jackson medicine in order to kill him and overdose him, which is like, and it wasn't like he just decided one night he was gonna kill Michael. Like, this had been like
planned. Like,
it had taken like a while. Some people speculate that Jackson struggled with addiction and health issues, which were a larger part of the narrative, which is basically making people think that obviously some people like to say like it wasn't an accident, it wasn't overdose because he was struggling with drug issues. But I mean, right before Michael died, he was like, dude, if I die, it wasn't me, basically is what he's saying. He was like, they're trying to kill me, whatever. There were also financial motives, so there were a lot of theories suggesting that Michael Jackson's death was orchestrated for financial gain, either through insurance policies or to increase the sales of his music and memorabilia after he died. So like, once again, like, that's people he's working with, like, trying to get greedy and like, you know what I'm saying, like, what increase sales of his music.
Trying to make money off of him.
Like, once he's dead, his stuff's gonna sell for more is basically what it was saying. Like, if he signed a t-shirt, that t-shirt's gonna be worth more because he's an icon and he's dead, essentially. This is my favorite one, which is the hoax theory, which is it's not backed up by a lot of clear evidence, but it's backed up. But basically, the theory claims that Jackson faked his death to escape fame and pressures, often citing alleged sightings and inconsistencies in the circumstances of his death. So there are like videos of him getting out of like the ambulance that took him to the hospital after he quote unquote died. There are pictures seen of him at, I think, his sister's wedding, like dressed up as a girl. I don't know. There's all these theories, but I low-key want to believe this one. Like, this is the one that I want to believe. Like, I don't want to believe that someone killed him because there's this theory that like he's like a bad person, but I don't know. I just like, I would hate for him to have to go out because like someone wanted his money. Like, that's like, I don't know. I just choose to believe this one. But this is the most current one. So that's a conspiracy theory involving P. Diddy. If you don't know who actually everybody knows who P. Diddy is. If you don't know who P. Diddy is, then I don't know what you're doing. But basically, this suggests that Michael Jackson's death had something to do with Diddy and figures in the music industry that may have a role in orchestrating like his demise. So some examples are rivalry and competition. So some people think that Diddy, who was a prominent figure in the music industry, viewed Michael Jackson as a rival, especially because Jackson was gaining like traction and like he had new music coming out and projects, and like Thriller was a hit. Well, Thriller being the hit was the whole reason why I was thinking like this is reminding me of like, you know what I'm talking about? Like Thriller, Halloween, like this is where my mind was at when whatever. So some people were thinking that Diddy had also been associating with high-profile music contracts and business ventures, so that could have been a motive that tied like financial interest into like wanting to like have him killed off, basically. And then this is the rabbit hole that I suggest you not go down, or you're gonna be like on your TikTok search for like 20 minutes. But it's like,
not even 20, probably
probably
hours.
longer,
I think every single person
there.
has gone into a rabbit hole.
So this is the Illuminati. This is where it gets like, this is where it starts cooking. So many celebrity conspiracy theories are like, oh, they're in the Illuminati, Beyonce is in the Illuminati. I'm sorry, I don't like her. Beyonce is in the Illuminati. I don't care. If anybody is gonna be in the Illuminati, it's Beyonce and Jay-Z and maybe Kanye, but that's it. But whatever. Okay, so basically this kind of theory involves like the notion of secret societies and the fact that like the Illuminati exist, and people are claiming that Diddy is connected to the organization like the Illuminati, and then everybody's like, oh, the Illuminati like manipulates like people in the music industry, and like they have control over it, and people like quote unquote like sell their soul to like be famous and have power and all that. But I guess basically the whole thing is like people were like, oh, you have to like, I don't know, it's this whole thing. I don't want to get too much into it because like some of it's just not like school appropriate, I feel like, to talk about on this podcast, but I just thought that was like an interesting case, and I feel like it's still relevant all the time. Like people are still claiming like, oh, I saw Michael Jackson, like what do you think happened to him, like did he die or not? And then it's now resurfacing as of like right now, like October 3rd, because the whole Diddy thing and all that.
Yeah, it's just like always a relevant topic. Like there's like never
a dull moment. I guess we're just gonna jump next when we'll be back. So we're gonna hit the Mandela effect.
So also like something I was looking up, it's day 3 by the way. So this is like more updates after we like researched. I went home and like researched a couple things. But like there was this thing I saw that was like apparently like Diddy had like underground tunnels like leading to Michael Jackson's house, and there was like this thing where they like accused Michael of things, and they asked him if he did it, and he was like, no, like ask the guy down the street, and Diddy lived down the street from him.
Wait,
and so, that's
wait,
like
pause. I'm confused. They had underground tunnels in a Michael Jackson's house?
No. People just said that he had a tunnel leading to Michael Jackson's house. Like that's what people have said that. Like I just heard that. It's probably not true, but people said that, and I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, so basically our next like conspiracy kind of like thing we're talking about is something that's really interesting. It's the Mandela effect. And so
okay, hold on, I need to like lock in. Okay, so basically the Mandela, I mean, I feel like there's like a bunch of different versions of like the Mandela effect, but basically I would say that it kind of like refers to this phenomenon where like a bunch of people will like remember an event or detail, but it's like actually completely different than how it actually occurred. So it's named after this guy named Nelson Mandela, and many people incorrectly recalled him dying in prison in like the 1890s, despite the fact that he was released in 1990 and passed away in 2013. So that's kind of where like this whole thing like got its name from. And it's like a collective thing. Like, and I'll like say some examples in a second, so like you guys understand like what I'm saying. But it's like this collective like group of people, and like just like misremembering that raises like unsettling questions about memory and reality. Okay, Ava, Do you remember Kit Kat having a hyphen, like, on the bar? Like, wouldn't it be, like, Kit with the hyphen and then cat?
No.
Because I thought it had
There's
a
not
hyphen,
one.
but
There's no
not
hyphen.
one.
No, there's no hyphen.
And then for, like, the fruit.
I had there's no Kit Kat. There's no hyphen in Kit Kat.
Yeah, but I could have sworn there was a hyphen. Like, I literally.
No, because thinking about it now, I realized that there's no hyphen because, like, I'm just, like, envisioning it. And I feel like that's, like, too much space to put, like, their logo.
Yeah, but I mean,
I could see why there'd be a hyphen. Like, that would make sense.
I don't know. I always thought it had a hyphen in it. I guess, I don't know. But then you know how, like, the Fruit of the Loom logo, like, it's the fruit with the cornucopia behind it? Like, the basket thing?
Yeah.
It's not there. It does not exist.
Wait, what do you mean?
The cornucopia does not exist.
But it's in the logo.
No, it is not. And I was at least shocked because I swear every time I go shopping at Target with my dad and we're in, like, the men's section, it's, like, the Fruit of the Loom logo with the cornucopia behind it.
Or is it just fruit?
It's just fruit.
Yeah, it's just fruit.
No, but because look,
yeah, there is.
No, that's not the actual logo. Hold on, we're pulling it up so, like, I can show her. The one without the cornucopia in the back is the real one. But I always thought it had the little basket. And, like, doesn't Cheez-It have a Z at the end? No, it doesn't. It's just
it doesn't.
Cheez-It. And I was, that one I knew, but I don't know. It's, like, weird. Like, all these weird things are, like.
So how is that, like, a Mandela effect, though? Like, isn't it just, like, thinking about things that are, like, wait.
No.
Or, like everyday things you didn't realize?
No. It's, like, it's because a bunch of people could have sworn that, like, they all saw it. We all thought that, like, the cornucopia was in the back of the logo. And, like, if somebody were to ask me to describe the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I thought there was a
exactly.
cornucopia.
Like, if you were to ask almost anybody, probably 99% of the people listening, if you were to ask them, like, hey, describe the Fruit of the Loom logo before I told you it didn't have a cornucopia, I guarantee you would be like, oh, fruit with a basket behind it. And everybody can swear that they were like, yeah, it had a basket. Mm-hmm. But then, like, when you look it up, you realize that it's not there.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess, like, the theory is that, like, reality is being, like, altered.
Or, like, you thought it was something and it's actually,
like,
yeah,
look,
isn't that the
but
logo?
That's wrong.
Yeah. We're looking it up right now. That's why we're talking. But I could have sworn I had a cornucopia.
That's what I said. Like, I know. And, Curious George not having a tail.
He never had a tail.
He's a monkey.
That's why I think you realize, like, you think about it. See, you don't really pay attention. Like, you just assume.
Yeah, it's like everybody.
Yeah. The only reason I know he doesn't have a tail is because my little brother watched Curious George, but, like, yeah, he doesn't have a tail. That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, also, it's, like, it's creepy because, like, imagine, I don't know. I just could have sworn that there was a cornucopia. So it was, like, I don't know.
Okay, this one is remembering the name of a peanut butter brand as Jiffy.
I thought it was Jiffy.
It's just Jif.
Girl,
right?
Bye. No
right?
one knew that. You're just
no, because I had peanut butter this morning. I know.
You're just agreeing.
No, I had peanut butter this morning.
I'm gonna quiz you because I feel like now you just know the answer.
Wait, now I'm scared.
What color is Snoopy's tail?
Snoopy's tail? It's just white.
No.
It's white with a black thing on the end. It's black. Wait, actually, I thought it was white with, like, a black dot on the end.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. And this says, some people would tell you that it's black, but in reality, it's white with a small black dot.
Oh my god, actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no. Okay, wait. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. She definitely looked this all up.
No.
'Cause there's no
I didn't research it all.
How do you spell Looney Tunes?
I've never watched Looney Tunes before. Isn't it just like L? It's just like regular, but there's
but everybody thought it was OONS. I thought Looney Tunes had two O's. No, it doesn't. It's spelled Looney Tunes, like, correctly. It's spelled
LONEYTU.
No, Tunes is T-O. I thought Looney Tunes was T-O-O-N-S, but it's
Tunes.
just Tunes. It's just regular Tunes.
Yeah.
Girl, you did not know that.
Yes, I did.
No way.
Because why would they spell it wrong?
Because it's Looney Tunes.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, how do you spell Skechers?
my problem is like I not good at spelling things out loud. It's just sketch. It's just no. It's just sketch ERS.
Not one I knew.
I guess that makes like I guess just sketch ERS.
Shut up! No way.
What?
You know how in Fruit Loops they have the 2 O's? Like it's FR instead of a U and an I, it's like the Fruit Loop.
What do you mean?
Like instead of spelling out fruit, like I don't know how, you guys can't look at it. So
Isn't the loop, but the loop is spelled regular.
No. Look.
It's just L.
This is how I thought it was.
Yeah, loops.
But this is how it actually is. They spell out the word fruit. But I could have sworn both had Fruit Loops on it. This is wrong. This is wrong. This cannot be right. I swear it was FR, Fruit Loop T, not fruit.
Wait, do another one. This is fun.
Okay.
Guys, this is actually fun. If you're trying to like quiz yourself or your friends, do that. That's weird. That's like the whole topic of our literal episode.
I want to find a video.
Okay, so we're moving on because we've been talking about this for like literally almost a half hour. Okay, so moving on. We're talking about another murder case, and me and Kyla
I love this case.
Are both really passionate about this. Okay, so me and Kyla are both in forensics here, and we started watching a documentary on JonBenet Ramsey. So we started watching it, and I was like, this story seems like really familiar. Like I feel like I've like heard this story before. Like I feel like I know. Like I was like, this sounds familiar. And then I realized that like years ago, I watched like Dateline or like some documentary with my mom and my grandma. My mom and grandma both love Dateline, and we like watch Dateline all the time. But anyway, so I remember watching it. In this case, like gives me literal chills because this is like the cold. Like when I think of cold cases, I think of this case because genuinely, I don't know what the heck happened here. But so a little bit backstory. So JonBenet Ramsey, she was found dead in 1996. She was 6 years old. So JonBenet was she was really into pageants. And the case is so weird because so she was found in the basement.
This is your mother. Sorry.
And she found in the basement, which is like wrapped up. And the really weird thing is so in forensics, we like had to analyze like everything they did. And it was really, really more interesting because in the documentary we watched in forensics, they like tried to keep solving the case. Anyway, yeah, I was yawning. Okay. No, my eyes are like extremely watering. I just yawned.
Wait, okay, hot topic or off topic, but I need to say this to you because I'm gonna forget because it just popped in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm going as a cop tonight for.
I know.
So like, okay, this is because you said JonBenet Ramsey. It made me think about how I'm going as like a cop. But like, what if they like remove my handcuffs?
They won't.
Like, do you think they'll be like, no, you can't have those?
No.
Because I need to.
If you had a fake gun, they'd take it away.
And I'm going to his game too. It's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting in the student section.
Oh, so you're not coming tonight?
No. Rip. Sorry. Sorry,
I kind of gotta go.
Oh, why?
Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of gotta go.
It's okay. We can support our men together from different locations.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably call you crying.
Why?
Because I don't even have my car. I don't know how I'm getting home, but I'll figure it out.
What about Paige?
She can't drive.
Oh.
Wait, are we keeping this in?
No. I'm taking this all out, trust.
Okay.
I'm taking this all out.
Okay.
Anyway, but this case is just so weird to me because, again, we were watching a documentary in forensics, and they try to, like, keep solving it. And they, like, slowed down, like, the phone call between the mom. And it's so weird because the parents are so weird.
They're
like,
actually literally guilty.
They
guilty.
have to.
You know, it's a TikTok where it's like guilty.
Guilty.
Isn't it like charge? What is it?
It's the one we did for the bulletin.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So they took the phone call between her mom, Patsy Ramsey, and a 911 operator. The really weird thing is she doesn't say her name. She says we have a kidnapping, and she pretend like she thought she hung up. Which, again, the weird part was, like, if your kid was missing, like, why are you hanging up? You'd wait for the police to get there. Like, obviously.
Why would you even?
Why would you hang up? But she decided that she was not actually, she thought that she hung up. She didn't actually hang up. And there was like stuff in the background. And the 911 operator was like, Patsy. And they like slowed it down. And there were so many things. They like thought they heard the brother's voice, which is the really weird thing about it is that because they literally said, oh, like he was asleep. And it's so like, and I feel like it's so complicated too because when they went to search for evidence, gonna do forensics, they didn't separate the witnesses. Guilty.
Count 3.
Guilty. They didn't separate the witnesses. They let them roam. They just let them roam about the house, and the dad and his friend went right downstairs to the basement where she was, like wrapped up. And what I think is even more interesting is the fact that like her skull was cracked. Obviously, there was no blood because the way that this is just so weird because they thought, okay, maybe it was like a flashlight or like something like that. There was a literal flashlight in their kitchen, and they did like a test that like if the exact flashlight was hit on her head, like it would happen.
The flashlight was in the basement.
It was in the kitchen on the counter.
It was? I thought it was in the basement.
There was like the thing that they used to wrap around her neck with in the basement. But I think the weirder part is the fact that like the people were saying how it was clearly a cover up because the crack to the head she would have been like done after that. And they were thinking it was a cover up.
It's a clue reference, guys. Come on.
No, we got it.
Yeah. No, that was funny. We got it.
We're keeping that in.
We're keeping that in. So Hudson on the teleprompter just said it was Colonel Mustard and with a lead pipe in the garage.
I think we should do an episode where we actually like record visual.
Yeah,
audio,
that would be funny.
Now. We have like lights. Well, the light isn't on right
We have
now,
a cute little background and like director's chairs. It's so cute. And like a little table with my computer and like our little script. It's so cute. But it's just so, and on the interviews that they did, they're so suspicious. The dad was like, we're not mad. We just want to know who did it. Excuse me.
I would be so
mad. If someone did that to my kid,
okay, it was definitely,
I'd be livid.
It was a brother.
I think it was the brother.
It was a brother, and he accidentally knocked her over the head, and the dad covered it up.
Yeah.
And the mom just got roped into it.
But then the mom died.
Rip.
The mom died of cancer in 2006.
Karma.
But but my thing is like they were doing tests and it said like because
we cannot keep that in.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Trust, I'm not keeping that in. You're gonna get canceled if I keep that in. But no.
It is what it is.
Oh. Stop. But yeah, and they were saying how like because she was 6, her skull wasn't
developed.
Think.
We're at 32 minutes, and yesterday we had 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Holy
crap.
I
have so much stuff to cut out.
You're going to have to cut out, like...
So much.
It's okay.
But anyway, because she was 6, her skull wasn't... It was still really fragile. So, fragile?
Fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile is like a cat moving. Like...
What?
Like, if you look at a cat and you're like, wow, it moves so fragile.
I've never ever heard that.
Is that just me?
Agile?
No, fragile. Am I making up a word?
I think it's agile. Wait.
Okay, just like
whatever. Because she was 6 years old, her skull was like not fully developed, and it was really fragile, or as Kyla thinks, fragile. So we like people were saying like it could have been the brother, like he could have accidentally hit her over the head.
No, he did it. Convict him.
Well,
Convict him.
He did
Convict him.
He did an interview with Dr. Phil.
That was it. Only time he's ever been seen in public.
Yeah. And also, the even weirder thing about it is the family never got interviewed. They never did interviews. They also wouldn't let one of the investigators come to their house.
Just say you did it already.
Like if you're, like, you gotta, like,
own up to it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I just feel like that poor girl, and
I love her.
She's like, and there was like a suitcase, and the window was open, and like the window was open, and you had would have to stand on the suitcase. But the even weirder part was like there was cobwebs still on the window, and if someone really did come in,
so horrible.
They did.
And it was the day after Christmas. Like, that's actually so messed up.
It's even worse. Yeah, they just like if they did it, like, that's crazy. Like, and the worst part is we'll never know because there was DNA, but it didn't match the dad or the mom. And also something about this case, yeah, so real. Hudson just said, what if it was a spirit Halloween marketing trick? So real. But the other weird
Hudson,
thing,
I think I like broke the mic.
The other really weird thing is someone did fess up to it. So the bell's gonna ring in like 2 seconds. But this is Hudson.
What's up? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We will conclude.
Okay, so a little like thing that just happened. So right now it's currently 10:01. It's October 10th, and me and Kyla were like fact checking because we're like done with our article and everything, and we're just kind of looking through all our information on Jack, and like literally all these news places are saying like posting like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, that like literally
they basically like did some like, I don't know, there's like this guy who like wrote a book, and I guess like one of the suspects that they like had like the beginning of the case, like they found evidence, like I don't know, I guess like it went back to like this shawl that was like on like the second murder victim, and it was like at an auction, and the guy bought it and he didn't think it was real, but then he had it tested for DNA and it came back having some DNA from like the victim's like family, like people like in her bloodline, and then
descendants,
same for the person who they think murdered him. And then there was like a bunch of signs with like, because he was like a Jewish immigrant, and there was like Jack the Ripper like would like leave certain messages about like
he at one of the murder sites he did say he was like the Jews are like innocent. So his name's Aaron Kaminsky, and he's a Jewish immigrant from Poland. And again, like Kyla said, like he was a suspect. So it's not like he's like randomly out of the blue. He was a suspect. But yeah, we just thought we'd say that because
they like found like his like it like went back to like his descendants, or like his like
they traced it back to like his family tree. Yeah.
Oh no, or no, it's probably like his grandkid. Probably.
I think it was like his descendants. But isn't that like insane that they just like that's so like coincident? Like that's like perfect timing for us, especially because we literally are writing about this like right now.
But we looked it up, and then all of a sudden it was like I wasn't expecting there to be. I was just like looked up like Jack the Ripper. Like I didn't even put anything else in it because I wasn't expecting there to be like anything like different. But I looked it up, and it was like article 20 hours ago, 1 day ago, 3 hours ago. Like it was like so recent. And I was like,
so
what the heck?
Recent, yeah.
And they did like an AI facial reconstruction too.
Yeah.
So
they were like trying to construct his face back to like how it would have looked. Anyway, so yeah, that was our little.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so you guys just heard us ramble on about like all our favorite true crime stories and like random other stuff we had to yap about. So I'm really sorry, and I'm really happy that you guys stayed till the end. I really hope you did.
If you stayed till the end,
I'm really happy you did. Anyway, but thanks for listening today. I know it was a really long episode, but
I guess that means we're wrapping up.
Yeah, let's just do background music. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. That wraps up our Halloween spooky episode.
The bulletin comes out last week of October on that coming Friday.
Remember, $1. And we take card, which I actually didn't know.
Yeah, we take
card.
Card and Apple Pay probably.
And cash. Yeah. So guys, please just get it. It's going to be really great. It's going to be all things spooky, Halloween, fall. It's going to be really, really great.
Yeah.
So make sure you buy it and come back for episode 3.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.